All right, guys, Darren from FBA Elite, and welcome back to another video. So over the past half hour, I've been doing some product research and I found a few potential product ideas that I want to share with you guys. And the reason I want to share them with you is I know that when you're a beginner or you're new to Amazon FBA, finding products is super hard, or at least it seems very, very difficult. But actually it's quite straightforward. So I want to share with you my process. I'm going to show you exactly how I found them. I'm going to show you the products that I found and also explain why they were of interest to me and why they made it onto my shortlist. And it's important to note that they've only made it onto my shortlist. So I'm not saying these are definite goers. When I'm doing my product research, when an idea ticks most of the boxes, it goes on my shortlist. What I try to avoid doing is what a lot of beginners do, which is they find a product that has some potential, and then they spend the next hour or two just deep diving on that product, starting contacting suppliers, all of that. And often that product doesn't actually work out. So I'd rather create a short list of possible ideas, come back to them at a separate time, analyze them again, and then do the deep dive. So some of these products may or may not be viable, but certainly they ticked enough boxes to make it onto my initial shortlist. So let's go through the process. Let me show you what I did and show you those products that I found. The first thing we need is a starting point on Amazon. So I'm going to start with picnic blankets. And the reason I'm going with that is my first ever product that I took seriously when I started my Amazon FBA back in 2018. And I nearly launched this product. It was only the seasonality at the end when I kind of was learning more and more about Amazon FBA at all times. And just as I was about to place a bulk order, I really got focused on the seasonality side of things. So backed out of picnic blankets. But anyway, let's start with picnic blanket. It doesn't really matter where you start. Just start with a product that isn't dominated by big brands. So it's mainly private label sellers like you and like me and the types of products that we want to launch. So we've got picnic blankets here. Now, the actual product isn't important. What I want you to do is once you've got a niche is launch X-Ray from Helium 10 or whichever sales estimator tool that you prefer to use. And what we're looking to do is find a product that is selling at a good price point. And when I say good price point, I mean £20 plus, and also that is selling well. So probably 100 to 150 units as a minimum. And what we're going to do is then take a look at that seller's other products, because often if a seller has one good product, they have other good products to look at. So that's the process we do, and we recycle this process again and again as we go through the niches, just to get completely unique ideas each time. You never know where you're going to end up. So once you've got your sales estimator tool running, I'm just going to filter out the sponsored results to make this a bit clearer. Then I'm going to sort this by price with the highest price at the top, and then I'm going to come down until I see the first seller that is selling at a good price and has good sales. So the first few I'll just ignore as these are quite low. So the first one here, Ben & Bell at $21.99, selling 113 units per month, which as it's November and picnic blankets are out of season, that's not a bad number of sales. So let's click onto this product and then completely ignore the product itself. We're not interested in that. What we're looking to do is to look further into this seller. So on the right hand side where you've got the buy box here, it says add to basket, buy now. Then it says dispatches from Amazon sold by Ben & Bell. So click on that. This will bring up their profile page. Scroll down until you see the link that says see all products currently offered by the seller, and click on that. And that will bring up all of Ben & Bell's products. And this is how you get unique ideas. If you follow this process, you'll never run out of ideas. It's like an infinity cheat for product research. You'll never run out of ideas if you keep store raiding like this, which is what I call it. Raid the stores, find other good products from hopefully good sellers. So Ben & Bell, let's sort their products by price. And how are they doing? The first one they've got is a marble run, which I'm not actually overly interested in toys, so I'm just going to skip that as there's a few hoops you have to jump through to sell toys on Amazon. The next one is a cutlery set, and they're selling at $24.99, which ticks the boxes of a decent price point and good demand there at 332 units. So let's open up this product and find out a bit more about this niche so that we can do the niche analysis correctly. So what I'm going to do is run a Cerebro on this particular product. And the reason I want to do this is often people will just try to guess the search term to analyze. So looking at this, it probably is cutlery set. That's probably going to be the highest search volume. And if we start typing that in the top here, we'll probably see Helium 10 will suggest related keywords, which is cutlery set at just under 50,000 search volume. And then it drops off quite substantially. So we know that cutlery set is the highest relevant search volume keyword for this particular product. But what I prefer to do when I find a product that is selling well, I like to see where this product is ranked organically because sometimes they're pulling more sales from some of the smaller keywords. So if we scroll down, there's a shortcut. Once you've installed Helium 10, there's a shortcut here. You can even open up Helium 10 yourself and go into Cerebro manually, or you can come down until you see this bit here and it has a link through to keywords. And when you click on that, that will fire through to Cerebro. And we can very quickly see which keywords this product is ranked well organically for. When I say ranked well, you're looking at the top 20 results really, if you're talking about a good ranking. Anything below the top 20 positions, it probably isn't generating any sales from those particular keywords. So we come down, we've got a lot of keywords to look at to start with. So I like to put in a minimum search volume. I just want to know the highest search volume keywords that this product is ranking for. So I'm going to put a limit of 500. Sometimes I might go with 1,000 if it's a particularly high volume niche, but I'm going to start with 500 and see what we get on the search volume side of things. So come back down. We've got this third column here, organic ranks. They are ranked third. Their highest position is third, and that is for cutlery set for 6 people. Now their ranking for cutlery set is actually 13th. So they are pulling sales from cutlery set. So you could run the analysis on cutlery set, or you could run it on cutlery set for 6 people and see how either of those niches look. So let's open up cutlery set and we're going to run X-ray on that. And then we can get a rough assessment of the opportunity in this niche, and we can see why this particular niche made it onto my shortlist when I was doing product research. Let's filter out those sponsored results. And the first thing we're doing as we analyze from left to right, we're checking the price and demand. Nothing else matters if you don't have a good price point and there isn't demand. But if we look at this, we've got one seller above £20 there, £25.99, £19.99 is close enough, £23.99, £34.99, £24.99. So we've got proof of demand above that £20 price point. And the sales, yep, they're quite high at the top, way too high for a new seller. Come down, they do drop off. So maybe this niche wouldn't be a good fit for a brand new seller as the demand is quite high. But if we go back to Cerebro and we analyze cutlery set for 6 people, let's see how this compares. So sometimes you'll have a sub niche within a niche that offers a better opportunity. So let's run X-ray on cutlery set for 6 people and see whether this would be a better approach to take for a new seller. So again, hide the sponsored search results. And now all of a sudden, this demand is much more achievable for a new seller. So ignore the one at the top with 1,655 units. These guys here, 131, 126, 109, 174, 137, 197. You could potentially come into this niche targeting somewhere between 1 to 200 sales per month. And if you get ranked in the top probably 10 to 15 positions, those are the sort of sales that you can expect if you can get ranked into these positions. So we know the price point is good. We know the demand runs deep enough and it's quite well spread across those top 10 to 15 results. So this is why this product made it onto my shortlist. Now there is a lot of other analysis to do when you found a product, and I'll link to a video that goes to that in more detail at the end of this video. But this is the reason it made it onto my shortlist. There is good demand that is well spread and the price point was healthy. So that was the process I went through to find my first product. So I did that to the shortlist and then I continued looking, I continued with my product research. So I come all the way back to picnic blanket as I hadn't exhausted this niche yet. I continued going down the list. So the very next seller is Von Chef, selling at $19.99, which is borderline. So they just about passed for the purposes of this video. And they were selling 191 units per month. So again, the same process, click onto their product. On the right-hand side, go to the buy box, where it says sold by Domu or Domu UK. Click onto that and scroll down until we find the link that says see all products currently offered by this seller. And then we run X-ray on this. Now these guys have actually got 768 different products. So you could take your time to go through all of these if you wanted to. What I generally find is once you click through to the seller's products is are normally sorted very roughly in demand order. So anything you find on the first couple of pages will be their best selling products. So I'm going to sort this by price. And I'm going to come down until I see something that's selling at a demand level that is of interest or I haven't excluded for other reasons. So these first ones here, the demand is far too high, and these are actually oil radiators, which are going to be very, very seasonal and far too big. So I often exclude products just based on my own understanding of the types of products that I do or don't want to sell on Amazon. So things like leaf blowers, I wouldn't even be considering. I'm just going to skip these products. And there wasn't actually much else on their first page of results, as most of these are TV brackets. I don't know if you guys can tell from the small thumbnails, but they're all TV brackets. So I loaded the second page of results. then continued looking down to see if I found something of interest. And sure enough, I did. I came across these ones here, which are the storage baskets. So let's click through onto this product. And we can go through the same process that we went through with the other product, which is let's take this through to Cerebro and see what that actually ranking for. So let's click onto keywords. And then when we know what keywords they're ranking for, we can then do the analysis on that keyword to see what the opportunity is like in that niche. So we need a minimum search volume. Let's put in 500. And then once it's returned the results, we can come down. Organic ranking, they're doing really well for basket, storage, baskets, wicker baskets, rattan basket. You see these guys have got really good organic ranks. Where is the highest search volume? That is on storage baskets at 25,000. That is substantially higher than the rest of them. So let's open up storage baskets. We know it's a relevant search term. They're ranked in the top 10. Yes, they are definitely pulling sales from these other search terms, but this one has a much larger search volume. So I'm going to do the analysis on that to start with. So storage baskets. Let's take a quick look through the products first to make sure they are comparable. So they're all kind of taking very different approaches to the same product, which is quite nice to see sometimes, rather than them all being the same. It shows if you come to this niche with a unique product, you've got a good chance of enjoying success because not everyone is buying the same thing. People's tastes do vary, especially in this particular niche. So let's run X-ray and we'll see what the stats are like in this niche and why it appealed to me. So again, first thing, filter out those sponsored results as they just mar the picture. Let's look at price. We have $25.99, $19.87, $19.99, £20, $28.99, etc. There's plenty of proof here at £20 or above. And look at that demand. It's a bit high, a bit too high with the top few results, but after that, there's a really nice spread here of around about a few hundred sales. If you target probably 300 sales per month, you've got 344 there, 264, 239, 376, you'd have a decent chance. It shows how deep the demand runs in this niche. So this is why it made it onto my shortlist. And like I said earlier, there are plenty of other things to analyze, and I will link to that video at the end of this video. So storage baskets made it onto my shortlist. And then after that, I came back to the picnic blanket niche to go through the rest of the sellers. And I didn't actually find any other products of interest. So what I did is I moved on to the next niche that I had found, which was the storage baskets. So I then sorted the storage baskets by price and did the same process, came down the list until I found a seller that was selling at a good price and at good sales, and then went through their products until I found another opportunity. So even if you find an opportunity within a niche, you can still use that niche to find other sellers, or find good sellers selling other products and other niches that you might want to explore. So I went through the first few sellers, didn't find anything of interest, but then this one here from Utermans, they are selling at $27.99 and are selling 157 units per month. So I clicked onto their storage baskets. Again, the actual product doesn't matter. We just want to go onto their store. So their store is called Rapo Limited. Click onto that, then scroll down until you see the usual link of see all products currently offered by this seller. Click on that, and then you can run X-ray all of their products to see if they've got any other good products that you may be of interest in. And they did have some few interesting products that I looked at but didn't quite make the shortlist. But the one that did make the shortlist was this one here, which was the wall-mounted towel rail. So let's click through onto that product. Let's see what it's ranking for, find the best keywords to analyze, and see what the opportunities are like in this niche. So take this product straight through into Cerebro, do exactly what we did with the past couple of products, which is apply that minimum search volume filter to filter out all of the noise. We just want to know the high volume keywords that this particular product is ranking well for. And then we can analyze those niches to see what the opportunity is like. So they're ranking well for towel rail. They're ranked position 8th, bathroom towel rails, etc. Let's look at the search volume. The number one is towel rail at just under 13,000. Let's click onto that. Let's have a quick scroll down to look at the products. So we've got these towel rails here. This is wall mounted, floor mounted, floor mounted. So this is where things can become a bit confusing if you're doing analysis, as if you just look at the cold hard stats, you're going to get a false impression of the opportunity because they are pulling all of the best selling products from each of the sub niches. But actually, you don't want to be comparing wall mounted towel rails to surface mounted and then making your decisions on that. You need to analyze these individually. So what I did is I came back to Cerebro and tried to find the one that was most relevant. So we've got towel rail wall mounted here, just over 2,000 search volume per month. So let's analyze that niche instead of just towel rail, as all of the products in this niche are comparable. And that is what is super important. The products have to be comparable. Otherwise, your analysis isn't going to give you the edge that you need to analyze this niche correctly. So when we take a look at towel rail wall mounted and filter out the sponsored results, we should see that we've got proof above that £20 price point, $30.99, $22.99, $34.99, $37.99. The demand is a fraction on the low side. I mean, if I looked at this closely, this one may not make it any further purely because the demand does drop off. But we've got here 113, 160, 140, 132, 246, 148, 100, 145. There is proven demand at somewhere between 100 to 150 units per month. So if you wanted to launch a product where you don't have to make a huge investment in inventory, this potentially could be a niche of interest. But I'd need to do more research on that, and it may not make it any further than that, as the other two, on the face of it, do at the moment appear to offer better opportunities. And this is why it's so important to shortlist. Rather than wasting so much time on this, I could have spent half hour, an hour just on one product. Instead, I found those 3 products, and then you can just move on and carry on with your product research. Now, to do that research, we did use Helium 10. So if you do want to use the same thing, we've got 2 discount codes. You've got FBA Elite 20. That will save you 20% off for the first 6 months. You can see that there. Or you can use FBA Elite 10, and that will save you 10% off forever. You can see that saves $10 per month. Or you can use EVE discount code, and if you pay annually, it will save you 25% annually. That is the most cost-effective way to buy Helium 10. Now, what I'm going to do now is pop up the video where I show you how to take the next step with your product research, how to analyze each of those shortlisted opportunities in full to see whether it is a viable opportunity. I'm going to pop up that video now, and I'll see you guys in that video.